I'm Eric Butts.
I'm Jim Butts.
And we are SuicideFantasyFootball.com. Jim, we came up with our game because we were looking to add a new twist to fantasy football. We like the idea of making a league where you couldn't get lucky. You had to prove week in and week out that you knew your stuff better than the people you were playing against. But talk about some other additions to fantasy football that have happened since the mid-'90s when we started playing.
You remember what it was like when we started playing. You know, you call your lineup in, you leave it on somebody's answering machine. You had to fight about whether you really left it or not. If the beep happened at 1:01 or at 12:58, then you had to wait until Sunday, go get the USA Today, break down all the stats because they were the only paper that really did the tackles and everything else you needed to win fantasy football.
Yep.
Going to now where I love individual defensive players. I love all the things that they add to it. I would put every single statistical category. I'd figure out a way to get you fantasy football points.
What do you mean every single statistical category?
Well, like offensive linemen or punters or anything. If a punt had an average distance over 45 yards, give him 2 points. That's your punter. If he has a bunch of touchbacks or he pins them in the 20-yard line, give him 3 points. I don't know.
Everybody hates the kickers are involved, and you want to make punters involved?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I would put some different things in there.
I guess I do like the idea of adding as much twists and turns to fantasy football as possible. But the punter, I think you just went a little too far.
Listen, you know the American way. You see something, you look at it, and you want to figure out a way to make it bigger, faster, stronger, more complex. And that's what it is. There's only so much you can do. That's why we came up with Suicide Fantasy Football.
All right, so of all the things that they've added, individual defensive players, point per reception, salary cap, keeper leagues, what's the one aspect that you appreciate the most?
Besides Suicide Fantasy Football, I would think it would be the keeper league. You get a real sense of how things are going, and you can figure out making decisions as a GM.
And I do like that it allows you to keep someone that might not be a stud this year, but you think next year he's going to be the Chris Johnson that wins you the league. So
Sure.
I like it. All right, follow us here. Subscribe to our YouTube page somewhere right here, I think.
Maybe over here.
And also check us out, SuicideFantasyFootball.com. Read our blogs and follow us on Facebook.